To the second term of President Donald Trump, opponents of the 47th president are speaking out tonight.
Rallies were held in our nation's capital. Erie News Now Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon spoke with some of the demonstrators. Brendan, what did they have to tell you?
Hey there, Mike and Eva. Good evening. According to the grassroots organization 5051, these protests were a decentralized, rapid response to the, quote, anti-democratic and illegal actions of the Trump administration, end quote. Now, according to the group, the idea, 50 protests in 50 states on one day, originated on social media, where it gained traction very quickly. Monday afternoon, over 1,000 demonstrators protesting the actions of the Trump administration.
I wanted to make sure that I was part of it.
Attendees, including Tabitha White, wielding homemade signs, taking aim at what they call executive overreach.
Where law ends, tyranny begins. We need to make sure that we are following our Constitution. Otherwise, we're not a democracy anymore.
I think what's happening with the administration is a betrayal of the fundamental values of constitutional democracy.
Brian Crane worries the vision of the founding fathers is at risk.
So that's why the clothing, the Revolutionary Era garb, to make the point that the founding principles of the country are at stake.
The pushback today comes after a series of executive actions by the Trump administration to downsize the federal government, laying off thousands of federal workers along the way and leaving countless more on edge.
Definitely a sense of unease.
This federal employee, who did not wish to share her last name, says federal workers aren't being treated fairly.
Federal workers are not the enemy. We work very hard. We care about our jobs. We care about serving the American people.
In an era of uncertainty, she's worried about what may come next.
I've heard that federal workers have been fired and told that they are being fired for poor performance when they had stellar performances.
Her message to those on the other side of the argument:
that what's happening right now to federal workers and to the federal government will affect them down the line.
Mike and Eva, Washington, D.C. is home to over 160,000 federal employees. On top of that, another 287,000 federal workers who reside in Maryland and Virginia. So it's definitely a big topic of concern for many locals here. But for the administration, it's full steam ahead as they look to continue to find ways to cut waste and reduce the size and scope of the federal government. It was a key campaign promise the White House says the president plans to keep. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for Erie News Now, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Mike, Eva, back to you.